Yo, what's up, YouTube? I just recently saw the Nightline report on GamerGate, and in my humble opinion, it was a reasonable representation of what is actually going on. I'd like to expound that Miss Rihanna Wu probably doesn't deserve some of the backlash she's been getting. To the best of my knowledge, what she did was make a trollish comment on the GamerGate hashtag, and for that, she got the moniker of literally who number 3. Zoe Quinn, I couldn't care less who she sleeps with. It's just the fact that she's a manipulative person in general, and that is probably part and parcel to her own demise, that she would use sexual politics to get where she's at while deriving other people for using sexual politics to make a profit. Understand that. I'm here to address the academic portion of the GamerGate controversy in the form of Miss Anita Sarkeesian. Now, let me start off by saying that the video game industry is expanding. The market itself is growing with the onset of puzzle games and narrative-based games. 40% of Xbox Live is women because family games, Connect Dance games, well, they're kind of hot. Fine. I could deal with that. What is being ignored is the fact that the video game industry, in a quest to make profit, they're selling our ids to us. See, men have a desire to be heroes. Men have desires to intervene in domestic violence situations like we've seen in video games. We have a desire to rescue women. But unlike reality, where if I go off being a white knight, I could end up being stabbed, and 6 months down the line, I'm holding a colostomy bag while this chick is standing next to the man that stabbed me saying that I started the conflict. There's very real consequences to living your life as a video game. However, there is still the desire to want to be a idealized man, a heroic figure, someone who does not let his family get hurt, someone who drives fancy cars, someone who lives on the edge and does dangerous things. GTA 5 understands this about us, so they pack the game with all of our ids, all of our idioms, all the things that we want in the fake world that we cannot have in the real world. Now, this runs counter to feminist doctrine in that what is being sold? Well, classical masculinity is being sold in video games, patriarchal reward structures, westernized standards of beauty, idealized depictions of masculine heroism, which runs counter to the feminist narrative of everything should be equal. There is no such thing as traditional masculinity. The fact is, what is being sold on video games, what is being sold on action-paced, narrative-based games with violent catharsis runs anathema to what Anita Sarkeesian wants in the world. She is, in fact, a pacifist. She is not only that, but she's also an authoritarian, which is a weird combination. I submit to you that men dealing with their daily angst of not being powerful enough escape to video games. That's why it's called an escapism. That's why it is a treasure trove for the video game industry. It's easily marketable. Male angst is more profitable than female empowerment. That is the bottom line. So don't ask why the video game industry chooses men. Men overrule their decision by buying what they want to buy. I said before that the free market says fuck you. Okay? It's a simple slogan. It means that if you cannot provide something better than what the free market is doing for itself, then the free market is going to say fuck you and the customer is going to have its way. Now, obviously, some people think that, well, we should be able to challenge it, but who the fuck cares? I'm still going to be playing my games. And it's part of the reason why Anita Sarkeesian does not have a foothold in the industry is because that she's inauthentic. She could honestly look at one crowd of people and say video games are gross and disgusting, another crowd of people and complain about the violence in video games and want to nursemaid us into not wanting to play these games. Is it any wonder why she runs so contrary to our beliefs? See, I've listened to a lot of defense of her positions. I understand that there's a lot of people who want men to change, that they want men to take on a more caring and compassionate role. But that's not what video games are for. Furthermore, on the issue of objectification, these female characters, these female avatars of femininity are in fact objects. They are pixelated animatronics with rudimentary AIs. They are objects. They are dogs to be kicked. They are tits and breasts to be ogled. They do not have deeper meaning other than what they were intended to be. So this talk about objectifying female characters is complete and utter bullshit. Do you understand? Women who do not have personalities, souls, and identities are quite frankly there to be ogled and looked at for my pleasure in the video game. If you do not like that hardline position, I recommend that you find something more conducive to your video game habits. IDs, see? That's what the video game industry sells us. It sells us our IDs. Men want to be violent, reckless, dangerous, drive fast, womanizers in a reptilian parts of our brain. The video game sees that. The video games provides that. On another end, you have puzzle games where some people who are, well, let's call them control freaks who worship at the altar of organization would be gravitating towards games like Tetris. Or women, if you are a celebrity seeker, you have Kim Kardashian's Hollywood where this is a beautiful example of my point. Kim Kardashian's Hollywood is a game where grown women use real money to buy cyber dresses for their cyber avatar so that their cyber avatar could go on cyber dates with cyber celebrities in cyber gated communities and have cyber fancy lives. This is their id. This is their reptilian brain being satisfied. What Miss Sarkeesian is ordering, and let's not make no mistake about it, she is ordering the video game industry to stop catering towards male empowerment fantasies, male sexual desires, male ids. We do not even find these video game characters that attractive to begin with. There's not a big subculture of video game porn. I mean, hell, Brony's got, what is it? Brony's got us beat by a mile. They objectify little cartoon ponies, but that's another subject. The fact is, we separate the real world from the fake world. We visit video games. We feel that we have a need to every once in a while get off some pressure and vent some frustrations out on the video game world. It's the hip hop and porn argument. If you don't like it, don't purchase it. Don't tell me what I could buy. Don't bother ordering the video game industry around like you have some clout. You don't even play these games, Miss Sarkeesian. You are inauthentic. And so is all your arguments. If you want men to change, just say, men, you should change. If you want to make corollary arguments saying that video games lead to domestic violence, you're wrong. You're statistically wrong. You're academically wrong. You're wrong in every sense of the word. If you feel offended that these games are depicting women in a certain way that would lead them to be treated like that in real life, you're also wrong. And anyone who defends you is following suit. That's all I had to say. It's your boy Lewis. Peace.